may know Mr. Walker is the first commercial astronaut who flew in space several times on behalf of Donald Douglas, doing electrophoresis experiments and other things. And he's now president of our National Space Society. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Charley Walker.
Thank you, sir. And thank you all very much. As we get settled to go into this next session of the morning, first of 4 tracks going on, and obviously what's going to be a very interesting session on access to space, I do want to take this opportunity to make a special presentation. This presentation is driven by and fraught with timing changes. The presentation would otherwise be made on our awards banquet, but the recipient or his designated receiver wasn't going to be able to be available then, so we wanted to take this opportunity at the end of the plenary session and before what I think is going to be our most popular session this morning to do just that. And the award is one of our one of the National Space Society's Space Pioneer Awards. Let me first very quickly say that the Space Pioneer Award itself was created to honor individuals who have contributed greatly to the realization of a spacefaring civilization. Candidates must fit into at least one of a dozen award categories, and a maximum of 2 awards can be given each year. Now, this particular award is the National Space Society's Space Pioneer Award for Special Merit. And the award this year goes to a man who is bringing about a revolution within NASA. He accepted the job at NASA as NASA administrator in a storm of controversy. Many people believed that NASA had lost its way and had become just another top-heavy federal bureaucracy incapable of once again completing the stellar feats that it had accomplished so well in the past. But projects, the demonstration of the concern was that projects were seen as not quite working and schedules were constantly slipping while project costs were seen to skyrocket. This man stepped into his new role determined to bring about organizational change within NASA. With his trademark mantra, better, faster, cheaper, he is slowly bringing about the changes needed to restore NASA to its past position of preeminence in the world of aerospace. This approach is bringing about a revolution in space exploration, which we are about to see with such efforts as a fast Pluto flyby and inexpensive Martian landers and even lunar orbiters looking for resources that we all know are there. His efforts to hold contractors and NASA's own people to budgets and schedules are also having their effects. They are showing Congress that space can, in fact, be done in a cost-effective manner while being worthwhile endeavors. To express the National Space Society's thanks and support for his efforts to bring about constructive change, I want to make and present an award to Dan Golden, NASA Administrator, the award of the National Space Society's Space Pioneer Award for Special Merit. And accepting for Administrator Golden is Mr. Jeff Lawrence, who is NASA's new Associate Administrator for Legislative Affairs. Jeff? Because of timing changes here, both in receipt and unfortunately in the awards arrival at this location, I'm going to present you with a little stand-in. Now, first, let me describe the award. The award, as I think people in the audience know, is in fact a representation of the sphere of the moon. And it's a very nicely crafted sterling sphere on a great little platform that I know the administrator is going to want to present to the public in a prominent place in his offices. And we have a representation of that. Unfortunately, we couldn't come up with anything more than maybe an air stand, but Jeff, again, for the National Space Society, to the administrator.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you on behalf of my boss, Dan Golden. We'll put this on the stand right there. On behalf of my boss, Dan Golden, and all the people at NASA, I'm proud to accept this award. Many of you know that I've worked with civil space issues on the Hill for over a decade. I can tell you that no organization brings as much credibility to the issue of civil space as the National Space Society and its corollary organizations. Charley Walker, Lori Garvey, Mark Hopkins, and all the rest of you are to be commended for your work. We're really going to count on you in the days ahead because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we're really at a crossroads in civil space. We've got a new president. We've got an era of spectacularly tight budgets. No longer do the demands of the Cold War drive our space program. We can no longer take decades to produce on huge space projects. Fiscal reality of the various appropriations committees demand to produce cheaper and faster and better. I'm convinced that we all can do the job. The space station redesign process now underway is producing 3 viable options. We're on schedule. We're going to have it for the President to look at with the blue ribbon panel. I know we have the President's support on this. I believe he'll choose an option that reflects the new fiscal realities and the age-old dream we all share of living and working in space. And I believe we can convince our many friends, maybe even some of our former enemies in Congress, that NASA, its contractors, and its partners can do the job. We need your help to do this. I want to leave you with the words of the noted author John le Carre, who spoke before the Boston Bar Association earlier this month. Mr. le Carre discussed the end of the Cold War and the need to look and move forward. Although his comments were addressed to the work of nations, they ring true for those of us who believe that a big part of the work of nations should be work in space. This is what he said. In my country, and perhaps in yours, the service industries of criticism have almost drowned out the magic of creation. Our intellectuals hate too much. Our press revels in public executions. We are poisoning ourselves with malice, yet we take no risks. We are not brave. Our orthodoxy still gives us no way out, yet we've never been so free. We no longer need to clip the wings of humanity. It's time to fly again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.